Do you know the difference between a man and a woman? Well, no, you don't know. If you don't know the difference between a man and a woman, you are probably not sure about your sexuality. Corny? Maybe. But I will prove you are not sure about your own sexuality and are not able to choose. Say there are 3 doors closed, and say you're a man, and let us suppose you like women. Behind one of these doors you may find the woman of your dreams. Behind another door, a bald, hairy man. And behind another door, the last door, a contract to be signed to become celibate. 3 doors, 1, 2, and 3. You do not know behind which door you may find your dream woman. Choose a door. No, go and choose it. Say you have chosen the door at the left, door 3. So door 1 and 2 are left. I open door 2 to show you the contract of celibacy. Because I'm a nice man, I'm a nice guy, I let you choose again. And you may choose between door 3 and door 1. You may choose to stay at door 3 or choose to change doors and pick door 1. I'm forcing you to choose whether you want it or not. Is that nice? How nice am I? How big was your chance initially? 1 out of 3. And what is your chance now? I can tell you it is not 50%. I'm a lot nicer than you might think. And if you don't believe that I'm nice by giving you an extra chance to choose, if you don't believe that, really, then that's a waste for you. You will miss the point. Okay. Let us have a timeout to explain how nice I am. Say I am as nice as a divine lawyer, a guardian angel, your guardian angel, and not just some bloke behind his desktop while his dream woman is downstairs. I, as your guardian angel, would have shown you infinite amounts of doors and would let you pick just one door. You probably would think I would be a devil and just a lawyer, for your chances are 1 divided by infinity, what is, if you take infinity serious, 0. If you do not take infinity serious and take your finite being too serious, your opinion is that 1 divided by infinity approximates 0. As a devil, I could choose a door behind which your luck can be found with such a big number that it would take 3 lifetimes to speak out that number. Okay. Trust me, I am your guardian angel. Whatever you choose, I will open all these infinite amount of doors, minus the door you have chosen and just one other door. And all the doors I've opened, then I tell you, because you can't see them, because you're a finite being, I will say, your dream woman wasn't behind all these infinite doors. So 2 doors are closed, and I let you choose again. Because the door you had chosen had a chance of 0, the other door is still closed, must have a chance of 100%. As your guardian angel, I know you are a good person, and that you choose for choosing again, and that you choose for freedom. I know you will not choose not to choose, and choose for your past. Choose for your past old self and be determined by the past. Be determined by your old self, your old habits. Are you getting my point? This riddle about the 3 doors, which is called in statistics and mathematics the God door, says something between the deep relation between freedom, morality, time, and statistics. You should not be determined by the past, but you must remember the past and get inspired by the past, and remember that before infinite amount of doors were closed, and now just 2 doors are opened, something did change. You cannot just disregard the past and disregard the fact that infinite amounts of doors were closed and you had to choose from infinite amount of doors. Well, if you want to deny that kind of fact, you're not gonna see I'm a nice guy. But anyway, you must enroll the past into the present by remembering those infinite amount of doors. In order to realize, you should not choose for the now, neither for the past. That is realizing you can only choose in the now for the free future or for the unfree past, but cannot choose for the now as a separate door. The now is actually being me forcing you to choose whether to stay at your past door or to change to the other door, the future, and choose for change by remembering the past. This solves the riddle of divine providence. Divine providence is normally contradicted with human freedom. But I've shown these two do not collide. They don't fight, they're actually the same. If you choose for freedom, that is choosing the good, and choosing what is good is choosing for freedom and to be free. If we choose for the past, we choose to be determined by the laws of nature and are not free and are predictable. If we choose for the future, that is, we choose to change from the original door we had chosen in the past to the other door that is left, we choose for the good, and God knows what is good for us. So we are also predictable. Yet we still did choose in freedom for freedom and the good. Think. The laws of nature govern us. If we let us govern by the laws of natures, and then we're predictable by the laws of natures, whether we have the mathematics or not. And of course, in quantum mechanics, we can see freedom appear as coincidence. But then again, that's also a kind of determination or being determined by the laws of nature. But then you only say you are determined by coincidence. And this coincidence we can't calculate, and neither can God calculate that coincidence. But I'm saying something different. I'm talking about real freedom, and still a freedom that's predictable by God in His divine providence. Okay, this whole idea of the continuity of time, in which we remember the past in order to make a choice in the present for the future, explains the idea of how the sin, but also the force of the spirited blood, is transmitted via the blood of the ancestors from the past into the present, into the newborn. To overcome sin and spirit is to go beyond the continuity with time and beyond this mathematical infinitude and go beyond freedom. That is not the topic of today. But you are able to ask the question about power when you understand the meaning of this riddle. Power is stronger than moral intention. Let me say that. Study in the Bible how Jacob morally betrayed Isaac, his father, and Esau, his brother. Although Esau did not seem to value the blessing, that is the giving of power, of holy power, by Isaac, because Isaac wanted to give that power to Esau. Jacob pretended to be Esau in order to get the power of God that Isaac got from God and wanted to transmit to Esau. Power is stronger than the intention of Isaac, who intended to give this power to Esau, the firstborn with a strong spirit. Jacob was the secondborn with a less strong-spirited blood. However, to be holy, one has to be clean morally. Therefore, Jacob was betrayed by his father-in-law, who let him wed first another daughter of his by pretending this was the daughter Jacob chose. But it was not. So he had to work a long time again for his father-in-law in order to marry the right daughter. Or was it power? He may have ended up with 2 dream women. So maybe Jacob didn't betray Isaac and his brother in the first place. Maybe it was his power, his soul, that guided him, that is above morality. Yet, I do believe in the world, when you think from the moral domain, a kind of cleanness, a kind of holiness appears when no one has a moral argument against you. And the power, being that you get punished by a second wife and a second mother-in-law, is actually not a punishment, but is a big reward um, that was hidden. Anyway, back to our three doors and the goat problem. Why do people, logicians, think that if two doors are left, the chance you get by picking the right door, the door at which your dream woman is 50%? Well, a logician would think time consists of infinite small zero-dimensional points that do not touch each other, and that the previous situation in which infinite amount of doors were closed has no continuity with the present situation in which two doors are closed. A logician is not bold enough to believe in the idea of infinity that constitutes our understanding of the continuity of time between the past, in which infinite amounts of doors were closed, and the present, in which two doors are closed. The logician lives in a timeless present and thus lives in the timeless and thus lives in the past. Logicians are not only stupid, but unfriendly in not recognizing how friendly other people are. Logicians are subjective. If you choose, you choose to be objective. And if you then choose to change doors, you choose for something absolute. But the logician chooses not to choose, and choose at his initial logical choice. Being subjective will make you lose your hair and be bold. So be bold and daring. Be bold and daring. If you lose your hair, you may at least be proud to be hair-worthy. If you like how I finally solved the goat riddle, go at the videos about time before space. And remember what I said, namely that the timeless past is actualized as present from the future. Anyway, how nice I am. Your chances did not expand from 1 to 3 to 1 out of 2, but they change from 2 out of 3 if you change doors. And then I'm considering the situation in which there were 3 doors closed, you picked one door, door 3, I opened door 2, and then I showed you there was the contract for celibacy, and then I let you choose again, choose for door 3 or choose for door 1. Then the chances are, and if you change doors, your chances will expand from 1 out of 3 to 2 out of 3. So they expand by 2. And if you stay at door 3, your chance is still 1 in 3 and not 50%. I am friendly, and if you do not accept my gift of doubling your chances from 1 to 2 out of 3, you only waste your own chances. You waste yourself, and I do not lose anything. Take it or leave it. If you do not want to pick your dream woman, I will pick her to give to someone else, for dream women are the dream dreamed by many. End of this timeout. And this timeout is a continuity of time. And this continuity of time you can see as the future and as something eternal. So back to our little discussion and the 3 doors that were open in the past. So you pick door 3. And let us suppose you stick to your choice and still you got your one and only woman of your dreams. So you didn't change doors, but you did get your dream woman. How is this possible? You were stubborn and stick to your initial choice. You thought to be faithful to yourself. God knows his creations and can still honor good intentions and bestow good to people with good intentions, although they choose not wisely and choose for their past lives, when they lived at that past moment. So you pick the right door after all. Hope may be defined that although you are stupid and will die in a stupid way and do not know anything about life and power, you still will find good people and see how dreams come true in unexpected ways. The logician has a hope in his false belief that the chances in his seeming timeless present are 50%. Morally indifferent to stay at the choice or switch, making the switching or staying a matter, sorry, making the switching or staying at the initial door a matter of personal subjective choice. That's why I said the logician is subjective. Logic is a subjective thing. If you think truth is subjective, think again. If you meet your dream woman, would you say you like her, but that is just a subjective opinion? Um, or would you say she's really beautiful? If you are such a moron, not thinking your dream woman is a dream come out, be at least a British gentleman and say she is really beautiful. For women, in that regard, strive for universal truth. If you are a religious person, think of these three doors as containing atheism, paganism, and monotheism. If you choose the correct door, you may choose between Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. It is time to choose. It is time to choose time. Three doors. Behind one door is the temporary present. Behind one door, the timeless past, and between one door, the eternal future. Choose now. One door, the world. One door, man. One door, what is beyond man. Eternity, the angels and the soul, and God beyond all. Power is of God, and it includes knowledge, like black includes all colors. Although scientists believe white includes all colors, but that's a discussion for later. Hermetical or philosophical or mathematical or scientific knowledge, and also moral knowledge that is contained in power. All knowledge. And knowledge of power is already a kind of power. Anyway, I will ask you this. If you doubt because you are a morally human, you would have wished you had chosen the celibacy contract to avoid this dilemma of religion. When you have your dream woman, do not think you have her. You are granted to take care of her by letting her experience the soul that is beyond being man or woman. Let her experience the soul in order that she can experience something beyond that soul. Good. My question, and this is a really serious question. Your dream woman has three doors, for you have picked her out. How did you pick her out? Meaning, what door would you open? What openers would you use? Do you get it? Middle, front, back door, or talking mouth? Women are not talking animals, so do not shut her up. Do you want to be bold? Did you really get this? The three openings that a woman has? What do you use? How you use this is not something you can be immorally indifferent to. So feel what is good for her. This is becoming a video of feminism. Anyway, so for my final takeaway, another analogy. The past, the body, the present, the spirit, and the future, the soul, and the powers, the eternal angels. Man as spirit is temporary future and is ontologically a being towards death. Yet death is the door to a birth, for in the future, when you die, the coexistence of souls of all beings is experienced. If experience is the right word. Anyway, three doors, three times ecstasies. The present, the water, the past, the wine made of dead grapes, the future, the blood. Jesus, Joshua, or Isa, according to the Bible, changed at the beginning of his coming out water into wine, and at the end of his going back wine into blood. The miracle is not important, as the Mystica Simone Weil, who has been dead for a while, said, for it is the wisdom of the miracle. What does the miracle mean? Well, it may mean it can mean infinite amount of things because a miracle is infinite. But think about wine as being death, wine, alcohol as being the past, as being the timeless. And also remember that according to the Bible, Jesus presumably said, do not judge someone on what goes into the mouth. Don't judge him if he drinks wine, if he eats pork. But that does not mean he said, drink wine and drink pork. These things are important. Do you want certain knowledge now that I've given you the gift of doubting? I would suggest change the medium, the subject of your thinking. Do not get seduced by philosophers or mathematicians. Be with the elements and become a hermetic. The earth, the future, the air, the present, and the past, the fire. Water, eternity. Realize there is only one holy book that is also the most powerful book of magic. And now go back in time to the riddle applied to the religions and add a fourth, for all monotheistic religions are true. The present is twofold, the past is nothing, and the future is an infinite amount of infinite futures. Categorically, we have 2 plus 1 plus infinite. And regarding these three numbers as three categories, we have 3 as the number for thinking. If you believe in the idea of infinite, like the great Descartes, René Descartes, the Frenchman of France, the soul of the world, put that idea in the right door. Go beyond finite thinking, applying finite thinking to finite riddles, like quantum mechanics, for example, and solve riddles. Solving riddles is going beyond thinking, via thinking. You are a solver of riddles and a maker of riddles. You are a riddler. Who art thou? One right door out of 3. It is today by sheer coincidence, if you are a logician, it is by sheer coincidence that you are a logician, or it is by providence that today, by today I mean the loading up of this video, it is 1, 3, 13, 1st of January 2015. 1, 3, 1, 2, 0, 1, 5. The deep wisdom of the Jews that 13 is a lucky number is true in unexpected ways, beyond this coincidence or providence. If you put the 1 into the 3, you get the symbol of a snake around a tree, the symbol of medicine or of the Trinity. False Christianity, contrary to sacred Christianity and holy Christianity, is caught by the idea that 3 is 1 and is not 1. From some level, this is true, but it is the idea of fire. Satan pretends to be the creator as being the fire, and being the sun as the light that travels to the people and warms them so they feel his Holy Spirit. In some way, only in some way, Islam is the word of the sword of Isa. But my point is, the idea of the Trinity comes from the fire. Dear Pope Franciscus, remember the great symbol in the church of the eagle with the snake in his claws. This feathered king, as the poet Shakespeare taught us in his Phoenix and the Turtle, visited the seer William Blake, who handed down the freedom to impregnate the idea that Catholicism literally means kat, around, holos, world. Thus around the world, around the world, around the world. By being able to impregnate this idea by the idea that the English language is around the world, The English language is the world language, is around the world. Dear Majesty, Queen of Albion, Queen of the Red Rose of England, who has wedded the land of he who brewed to protect. I am the White Rose of Yorkshire. See one of your true soldiers. I have something very special for you. Someone very special and very gently, very sensible. It is not me, but the Black King of the Lions of the hard-formed continent, as Blake used to say it. The future King William is my future king, and my son is called William, for Blake is our guiding spirit. Hear through my orange accent and see beyond the sea, and let me travel to your time.